Hey friends, Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally doesn't work. Well, I'm pooped. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm pretty much spent. And I got about 150 miles to drive now to get home. But I came down, took care of my father-in-law, fence behind me here, set a bunch of new posts and stuff, let those dry up, come back, at least fix this fence. So we got him taken care of. Then tomorrow I'll go take care of my dad, make sure I get him those sanding belts that he needs for his belt sander and some other tools for his workshop. So I'll make sure I take care of my dad as well. And I'm truly blessed to have both of my parents, still alive, as well as my in-laws and stuff. But make sure you guys take care of, Dad. He sacrificed for you and everything else, so make sure you look for him. Woo! All right, so we're still dealing with the Randy Gregory situation, and I gave my thoughts and said, the Cowboys should look at trying to help a brother out. And a lot of people don't agree, including my wife, saying that he's a grown-ass man. You don't know what the Cowboys may or may not have offered to him, and he might just be a knucklehead and didn't listen. And that's probably true. But there's a thing called protecting your investment. And the bottom line is, I need that guy out there. And sack masters are not exactly a dime a dozen. You can't just go ahead and say, phew, oh well, kick him to the curb and expect somebody else just to jump in. Now, we do have some other people that may work out, in fact, there's a lot of guys that now have opportunities, especially Randy Gregory. Let's be honest now. If he gets reinstated, this helps open up the door to help get him back on the team. Jahid Ward, that's another guy. Definitely helped. Deontay Jones. So this is giving some other people some opportunities to go ahead and try and make a name for themselves the first 4 games. Now, for Randy Gregory, at least, he can still work out during training camp. He just cannot be there those 4 weeks of the season, the week before the start of the season, of course, and those 4 games. After that, he can get back in there. So at least he can work out and get in shape, and they can have some contact with him there. But, be that as it may. But I want to do something else, because right now we're in the lull. We're in the dead time. There's no working out on the fields. I mean, the only thing we're here to talk about is things that get messed up in the next 5 weeks, okay? And if contracts are getting done. There's no working out on the fields. There's only hopes and dreams right now of this 5 weeks that we have before we see the team together. So in the meantime, we've got to fill some space. And this is a good time to start something that I think will be pretty good. And what we're going to do is I'm going to start doing a video of why a team will or will not win the division. Reasons why the Cowboys should be, feeling good about their chances for winning the NFC East. Then I'll do another one on reasons why the Cowboys may not be able to win the division. And I'll do that with each of the teams in our division, and we'll kind of go through so I can get plenty of hate from some of those other trolls that are out there, because they're just going to say, you're just a hater, you just don't like my team. Well, it's mainly because your team sucks, and they're not the Dallas Cowboys. All right, so we're going to start out with reasons why I think the Dallas Cowboys can win the division. Now, bottom line is this. Football is unpredictable. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you have been studying football every single day of your life. You have lived it. You have played it. You have coached it. You still don't know jack. It's unpredictable. Because every year you think a team has got it together. They are built to go all the way all the time. And then the next year, boom, they fall flat on their face. It's the way it is. And then a team that you looked at and said, man, that team really stinks, all of a sudden comes out of nowhere and they have a Cinderella season. That's football. It's one of the reasons why we love it so much, because at this time of the year, even the Cleveland Doo-Doo Browns have hope. All right. Reasons to feel good about our team winning the division. First thing, if we follow the statistics, and I know you're an idiot, you shouldn't follow statistics, they mean nothing. Okay. Well, since 2004, there has not been a single repeat champion in the NFC East. In fact, the winner on average since 2004 has come back down to earth by an average of 3.4 games. And there's not been a single team who won the division and then won more games the next year. There's a lot of reasons why that can happen. One, your season is longer. You're playing in the playoffs. You have less time to heal. You've been successful. People want what you have. They try and take some of your players, your coaches, and so forth. Because you're successful, other teams then want to knock you off because it makes them look better. These are part of the reasons that happen. A shorter off season, so you don't have as much time to heal. So all these things become factors, and of course you have a slightly tougher schedule than everybody else. And the crazy thing is more times than not, it's the team that's in the basement that turns around and wins the NFC East. Go figure. You go from worst to first, and at first you come back down to earth. So the Eagles should be coming back down to earth, and if they follow the normal patterns, going from 13-3, probably go down to 9-7, maybe 10-6. Now, unlike say the Redskins a few years ago when they won the division by default, you look at the Cowboys. The Cowboys have areas that they're pretty good as far as players. We lost Zeke Elliott, still won nine games. He's healthy. He's ready to roll, and seems like he has a better attitude. With him for 6 more games, that is a plus. Dak Prescott, first half of the season, pretty good. Second half, not so much. It's called the sophomore slump. Typically, a quarterback's third year after the sophomore slump, they start getting better. They start getting used to the system, and this will be the third year in the system. That should be a plus. The Cowboys' offensive line and depth issues. Something that, had they had depth last year, they probably would have been in the playoffs. If you didn't drop from Tyron Smith to Chaz Green, giving up 9 sacks in one game, you probably had some opportunities in some of those close games, like, say, the Rams, as well as Green Bay. And you may have even had a better opportunity against a team like Seattle. So there are a couple of games in there that you could have possibly won with a little bit of depth. We have that now. Another reason. Your defense should be better for a couple of reasons. One, Jalen Smith is miles away ahead of where he was a year ago. We did not go into the season thinking that we're going to have Jalen Smith having to play every single game and be second on the team in tackles. And he literally played on one leg. If reports are true that he is really working without that brace, that he is right now faster in the shuttle run than any linebacker prospect in the draft this year, after having a year of time in the system, he's going to be better. The defensive line should be better because now Rod Marnelli is sharing more of the duties of defensive coordinator with Chris Richard. You cannot argue with what Rod Marnelli does with defensive linemen. And having those guys coming back healthy and now adding a few more to the mix, you're going to have a fantastic rotation. I'm still concerned about defensive tackle. Still concerned about it. But you've got a really nice group of guys in there. Taco came on towards the end of the season. He should be able to be better than he was last year with more time and more experience. Tyrone Crawford fighting for his career because he sees the writing on the wall with all these young guys that are here. I'm now an elder statesman. I'm making $9 million a year. I'm either auditioning for another team or a reason to stay here. He's going to play lights out. DeMarcus Lawrence. I'm looking for the Brinks truck to be backed up for me. I have an incentive to make another great season. Defensive line is going to be fantastic. Now your linebacking core with drafting a stud linebacker should be better. Our secondary, now with Chris Richard. Oh, Nelly. Chris Richard, who, for whatever reason, got fired after having 3 of 5 years the team with the least points given up on defense. And 3rd and 13th, even with the injuries they had last year. Pretty damn good resume. Having those guys work together is going to be an improvement. I'm looking at the team going 11-5, and I dare say maybe 12-4. Now, I may be crazy, but those are my reasons why I think the Cowboys can win the division. Next time, I'll give you my reasons why I don't think they'll win the division. So hopefully you guys enjoy this, and I'm going to upload this video, and then I'm going to hit the road so that way tonight I can be sleeping in my bed and can wake up at home in my bed on Father's Day. I'm Mark Holmes. This is Cowboy Joe Boo, and damn, I wish I could have a little rum before I leave, but can't do that. I'll see you soon.